This is the first video to section 3.1 on probability. We use probability in our everyday lives, and it's likely that you have an intuitive sense of what probability means. In this section, we'll be going over terms of probability. For a more in-depth explanation, please watch the lecture videos. Probability is always a number between 0 and 1, including 0 and 1. It measures the likelihood that a specific event will occur. A planned operation carried out under controlled conditions is what we call an experiment. A result of an experiment is called an outcome. The set of all possible outcomes of an experiment is called a sample space. And any combination of outcomes that we usually refer to as a capital letter, like A or B, we call that an event. Remember that probability is the long-term relative frequency of that outcome. It's always between 0 and 1, inclusive, meaning including 0 and 1. A is an event. The probability of A is represented by P of A. If by chance P of A equals 0, then it is impossible for A to occur. The probability of it occurring is 0. But if P of A equals 1, then we can be absolutely certain that this event A will occur. Another term, equally likely. Equally likely means that each outcome of an experiment occurs with equal probability. Down here, we have a very important formula to calculate probability. The probability of a certain event, in this case A, is the number of outcomes for event A divided by the total number of outcomes in the sample space. Let's do an example applying all these terms on the next page. Suppose the experiment is rolling a fair six-sided die with the numbers 1 through 6 on its faces. What's the sample space? Well, since the definition of a sample space is the set of all possible outcomes of an experiment, that means our sample space will equal all the different faces of our die, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And we'll use these brackets to show the sample space. Next, let O be the event that the number landing face up is odd. What is the probability of O? Well, first, let's find the sample space for O. And we'll call that O, as they suggested, and we could roll a 1, a 3, or a 5. So that means the probability of O is the number of outcomes in O, which is 3, we found that here, divided by the total number of outcomes in the sample space, which we found above, right here. There's 6. So we have 3 over 6, and if you like, you can reduce this to a decimal. It's okay to leave probability as a fraction as well. Let's move on to the next one. Let A equal the event that the number landing face up is greater than 2. Okay, so let's first find our sample space. How many ways can we get a number greater than 2? That would be 3, 4, 5, 6, which means we have 4 ways. And so the probability of A occurring would be the number of outcomes in A divided by the number of total outcomes in the sample space. I like to leave my probability in a fraction, but it's also acceptable to round it to a decimal as well. If you toss a fair coin the probability of it landing heads up is 1, there's one head out of 2 possible outcomes, a tail and a head. And you can also write this as a decimal, 1 divided by 2. Here we have the law of large numbers states that the more you repeat an experiment, the relative frequency obtained becomes closer and closer to its actual theoretical probability. When you flip a coin, it wouldn't be unusual to flip maybe 3 heads in a row. That can happen, in which case you would have 3 heads and 0 tails. But let's say you flip the coin 5,000 times. The more you flip that coin, the closer you'll get. 50% of the tails be outcomes and 50% of the heads be our outcomes. Here we're going to discuss 2 important words in probability, the word or and the word and. An outcome is in the event A or B if the outcome is in A or is in B or is in both. For example, if we let A consist of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and B 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, if we ask for A or B, then we want all of the numbers that occur in A or B or both. That means we have all of the numbers here. Notice that even though 4 and 5 are in both A and both B, we only list them once. Now let's consider our word and. An outcome is in the event A and B if the outcome is in both A and B at the same time. In other words, where A and B overlap. So for example, A, once again, be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and B will also equal the same set. If we're asked A and B, that means which elements, or which numbers in this case, occur in both of these. And that would be 4 and 5. That would be the intersection or the overlap of the 2 sets. So keep that in mind as we go through probability. Or it can be in one or the other or both, whereas and has to be in the overlap. It must exist in both sets. Also, please keep in mind, in many texts, we use the union sign. It looks like the letter U to represent or. And we'll often use the intersection sign, which looks like an upside down U, to represent and. The complement of event A consists of all the outcomes that are not in A. And we often use this letter A with an apostrophe for complement. We can also read this as A prime. Notice that the probability of A happening plus the probability of A complement will always equal 1. Let's do an example to clarify this. Notice that A is just 1, 2, 3, 4. What is A complement? Well, only 5 and 6 are not in A. What's the probability of A? Well, there are 4 items in the sample space for A, but a total of 6 outcomes. If you like, you can reduce that. I'm going to leave it as 4, 6 for now. What's the probability of A complement? Well, how many numbers are in the complement of A? Just 2. And how many numbers are in all possible outcomes? 6. And once again, the probability of A occurring plus the probability of A not occurring, that is always 1. And that's the end of our first video for section 3.1.